Hey guys, today I'm going to go over the new Model S refresh that basically is available on Tesla's website since yesterday, and Elon also went over some things about this refresh on the earnings call yesterday, so I'm going to have some Easter eggs at the end, so stay tuned for that. So here we go. So as you can see, here's the new Model S right off of Tesla's website. You'll notice that basically the car now has the Chrome Delete, just like the Model 3 and not the Model 3, the Model Y has, and the new Model 3s as well, actually. So that's one thing that they upgraded for the exterior. Most of this refresh is for the interior, since the interior was like almost like 9 years old since 2012 when Model S came out, so it was really time for this refresh. But there are a couple of things on the outside as well. So the Chrome Delete is one. You'll notice that there's the rear diffuser and the front lip are a little bit different as well. So as you can see, that's a little bit upgraded. And I thought, oh yeah, here we go. Here's the rear diffuser for a little bit more aerodynamics, is what they say. You also get a new Plaid badge as well, so check, that's there as well. And one of the new things is the new yoke steering wheel. So basically this is what it looks like. I'm going to go get a closer picture for you here. So here's what the yoke steering wheel looks like. It's basically like, reminds me a lot of the an F1 race car steering wheel where you don't have to turn. It's like 90-degree turns and that's it. And if you notice on the Roadster and the Cybertruck have this type of steering wheel as well. So maybe that's where the inspiration came from this. Basically, so there's no stocks, as you can see as well. And so basically what Elon has said is basically all that stuff is now push. So if you can see right here, kind of, the left and right signals are there. So basically you just push this piece and it'll, put on the left and right blinkers for you. And right here is the headlights. I don't know if you can't really see, it's kind of hard, but that's where the headlights are. There's another one for the horn right here. I'm not sure if you can push the middle piece where the airbag is. I'm going to assume not. I would like that because basically this is so small that it's, if you need to hit it in a pinch, you might have a hard time trying to find it. So, most cars have it in the middle here, which would be nice, but I don't know at this point if the middle part is also going to be a part of the horn. There's also the windshield wiper right here as well. And then the mic is right here as well for, you want to report bugs to the car or whatever. There's no stocks anymore. I'm going to go a little bit more over that a little bit later, so stay tuned for that. You'll notice that the screen is now a 17-inch screen. This is this here. The Model 3 has a 15-inch screen, I believe, so this is a bigger screen than the Model 3 and Y, which makes sense because this is the premium car. This thing also tilts left and right, as you can see. So basically you can tilt it towards the driver or the passenger. So if you've noticed maybe a lot in the aftermarket scene for the Model 3 and Y at least, you'll see a lot of companies have one of those tilt things just like that, or one that's just set where it's tilted more towards the driver. So I guess Tesla kind of noticed that and they made this one where you can tilt it either way to begin with. And if you're very detail oriented, you'll notice that there is a dash cam here now. So the Model S could be part of the robotaxi network when that comes out. So it makes sense that it's going to be in there. Why wouldn't you add another camera since the 3 and Y have it? You might as well have it for security also. So that is now added to the new Model S. There's a wireless charger down here, so just makes sense as well. Might as well include that since I believe the Y has the chargers as well. So put that in so you can charge your phone while you're driving. So that is there. This whole interior kind of reminds me of the 3 quite a bit because now you have the landscape screen rather than the portrait from before. And just the way the interior looks, like the air conditioning, is just like the 3 pretty much, where it's just one long, whatever this is called, one long dash, I guess. And the air comes out there. So very reminiscent of the 3. And you'll notice that you've got these like side panels that are the same color now. So that's probably an add-on to the Model Y, in China, where they basically have the wood here and then there was the little wood piece here. So now they're kind of expanding on that for this S, and they've got the white to match. And then you got the wood trim in the middle. There were some questions about the holders, the cup holders in the front. So you notice there's none here. I'm going to take a shot and guess that it's in here in the center console. If you open it up, it's probably right in this front part. So that's probably where they are. I can't imagine they wouldn't have any in a premium car like this. So that's going to be my guess. It's going to be right here. And now with the new refresh, you also get a 12.3 inch screen, I believe is how big it is in the back. And so that's this one here. You can game from anywhere now. So basically the car is powerful enough. It's got this 10 teraflops of processing power. Basically it's on par with like your PS5 and all these up-to-date gaming systems. And you can use any like a wireless controller anywhere in the car. So basically there's that much power there where you can basically just, play your games from the back. So this is great for kids. When you're on a road trip or whatever, they can just play their games in the back here and not be bothered pretty much. They've also added a new tri-zone climate control. So basically it gives you more control of the climate in the car, which is nice. More control is always better. And on top of that, the front seats are now ventilated. I think that says that in here somewhere. Anyways, yeah, the front seats are now ventilated, so no more sweaty backs or anything like that, because that's always kind of a pitta and just not fun if you're driving around on a hot day. Also notice too that the UI looks a little bit different. So you see this here, and then the controls for the AC and heat are down here. I'm gonna assume this might be kind of what the Cybertruck looks like. Down the line in the future here, maybe that's what they're going to use for that UI. Another thing that I want to mention too is since the screen is now landscape like the Model 3 and Y, it's probably easier on the engineers at Tesla where they can design pretty much very similar like coding for all the cars, and then I'll have to like make this separate thing with the portrait for the S and Y. So that's probably easier on them if all the cars are the same format basically. There's a new 22 speaker sound system. So honestly, for me, that's kind of overkill. But if you want super premium sound, this sounds like it's going to get it for you. One other thing I want to mention is because there's so many speakers, it's probably more used for noise canceling like it says here. And, just would help the car with road noise and stuff. The Model 3 is pretty loud. I'm not sure about the Model S since I haven't ridden in the Model S too much, but I would think that car is a little bit more quiet, but with this 22, speaker sound system, it's probably even more noise canceling. So it's like pretty quiet in the car, which is really nice. One other thing I want to mention too is depending on the variant that you buy, your interiors are going to be different. So if we just take the long range here and we go down to interior, you can get, it's basically all black with ebony decor, or you can get walnut decor, or walnut decor, so depending on your color of your seats. But if we go up to the Plaid and the Plaid Plus, and we do that same thing, so black interior, now you've got carbon fiber decor. So all the Plaids have carbon fiber only. There's no ebony or whatever, the different colors. So I'm going to take a shot and say that since the Plaid is kind of like a more performance car, right, that the carbon fiber is kind of more sporty in that sense. And like back in the day when I used to, have a rice rocket, like everyone wanted carbon fiber. That was like the cool, sporty aftermarket thing to do. So I'm going to assume that's where the inspiration comes from for the carbon fiber for the Plaids, is more sporty and that kind of look for the car. All right, and now for the Easter eggs. So this is stuff that basically I've been reading online and Elon mentioned and things like that. So you're probably asking, okay, the steering wheel has no stalks, right? And so I showed you how to turn on the signals and turn the headlights and things like that, but how do you get the car into drive or reverse? So what Elon actually said is he answered a tweet and he said that basically it's all based on the autopilot system. And so based on what the cameras are seeing, it basically guesses which like drive or reverse, which way you want to go. And so an example would be, let's say you're sitting on a curb, and you want to go forward, so that the camera's going to see that and basically just guess that you want to go forward and just start going. And so that's how it's going to be set up from now on. This is kind of moving towards that whole level 5 autonomy thing where basically the car's going to drive itself. So I can see why he's doing that. I don't think it's quite ready for that yet, because that I think would be kind of annoying for a lot of people. But what you can also do too is what he mentioned in the tweet is if it's not doing what you want it to do or whatever, you can also manually do it on the touchscreen as well. So that's your backup. I guess that's gonna depend on you if you find that annoying or not. But that's how it's gonna go from now on since there's no stocks. Elon also mentioned on the earnings call yesterday that the Model S will have a 7-seat option. And so basically it's going to be just 2 jump seats in the back. And I think they're going to be facing backwards. If you have, kids that are, under 5 feet or whatever, something like that, tinier humans basically will only be the only people to be able to fit back there. So that will be an option. I'm not sure when that's coming out. But he did mention that it will be an option at some point. So as I understand, the long range still has the 18650 batteries, which are basically the old tech from the old Model S. And that's why you see the range. So the long range and the Plaid also both have the older batteries. So that's why you see the range doesn't really change that much. 10 miles for the long range, which is basically probably just software. And then the Plaid is 390, which is a little bit lower. And that's probably based on weight or whatever and all that stuff. And so they still have the old batteries, but the Plaid Plus is going to have the 4680 batteries, the newer ones. And so that's why if you order that one, it's not going to be ready for about a year. And so what Elon said is that because the Plaid Plus is not going to be a car that's going to be bought in mass production, mass bulk like the 3 and Y, they can get those out there because there's only going to be a couple. So of course they're still working on the whole mass production of the 4680 batteries, and so because there's only a few Plaid Pluses are probably going to be ordered compared to the 3 and the Y, they're able to put the 4680 batteries in there, and that's why you're seeing 520 plus miles of range, because it's got the new batteries with more efficiency and faster charging. So I'm really curious to see once those come out how fast they actually charge and what the efficiency looks like on those batteries. And this is another reason why the Plaid you can order now and will be ready in a month. So because it has the old batteries, so basically it's just interior changes that have been done to the car. And so you may or may not remember about around Christmas time, Elon basically had shut down the Fremont factory S and X lines. And they were announced that they were retooling. And so this is exactly why, because now they have the refresh. And so they need to upgrade their presses and things like that so they can get the new, refresh parts, down and going faster. And so that's why they did that. About a week ago, I think, Elon had sent an internal email or something like that saying, sell all your Model S and X inventory. We're not making any more. So again, that makes sense because they retooled the factory line in December and early January, and so that's why. If you have questions about if you have ordered long range or performance, I'm still trying to figure out what exactly is going on. I do know for sure because Elon said that the long range, actually not Elon, sorry. There's been emails that have been sent out already about the long range. So if you ordered an old long range, basically, and you haven't gotten it yet, they're pretty much not going to give you the old long range. It's all new refreshed long ranges now. So basically what they're doing is because it's $10,000 more, all they're doing is giving you a $2,000 credit on that. So pretty much your cancel is quote unquote, your order is quote unquote canceled. And basically you have to pay $8K more. So basically the $10K new price minus your $2K credit to get the new long range. And that's all they're doing on that. I don't believe they're going to honor the old prices or anything like that. And you're not going to be able to get the old long range because it doesn't exist anymore and they're not making any more. So because again, the factory is retooled. If you have a performance on order which doesn't exist anymore, I'm going to take a guess that basically that order is going to be canceled. So you're just going to get your money back and that's it. And you can reorder the Plaid or the Plaid Plus if you want. That's not confirmed, but I'm just taking an educated guess on that because that just makes sense, right? The price differences are so much different. The performance was like 90K and the Plaid is like 120. So that's a huge difference. They're not going to just upgrade you that for free because it's like 33% more. So just assume if you did order a Performance, it's probably going to get canceled and you're going to have to reorder a Plaid or a Plaid Plus, or you might have to find another car, unfortunately. So kind of a bummer if you're looking forward to that Performance, because that was a really good price, but now that's technically old tech and we've got new tech now. So these are the new features of the new refreshed Model S. So that's all I've got on this new refreshed Model S. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens when it comes out. And basically the 4680 batteries are going to be really cool. Even the Plaid, just the regular Plaid, has a under 2-second 0 to 60, which is super fast. So we're going to see, it's going to be really interesting to see what the Plaid Plus runs in the 0 to 60. And on top of that, the Roadster, because that has to be even faster than the Plaid Plus. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.